What's good, my boy? Whenever I first heard about the abundant mindset, the phrase, it was in the pickup artist community. A couple years ago, I had fallen deeply down the red pill rabbit hole. I had to claw my way back out of that son of a bitch, but there was a certain gems in it, if you will, certain meat. I like to practice the whole thing. Take the meat, leave the bones. Take what's good and leave what's bad. And one of the good pieces of juicy, succulent meat that I took was the abundant mindset, the idea of it. Now, whenever I had taken it from this, I really just applied it to like picking up girls and shit like that and Tinder and all these different things. That's kind of how my brain applied it. I didn't think of it in any other category. And then I kind of fell out of faith with that whole way of living, if you will, the hedonistic rabbit hole. And I just kind of went about my daily life, forgetting about the abundant mindset. All until about 6 months ago when I started making art. And then again, through Rick Rubin, who, hold on, this gonna be fucking crazy. But Rick Rubin here, our buddy old chap, Rick Rubin, in his book, The Creative Act, explains the abundant mindset as like a tool for artists to not live in scarcity, but to continue to receive ideas, craft them into things, and put them out in the world and move forward like a constant river. And through several analogies that he explained in his book, I started to realize how the abundant mindset applies to every single aspect in life. Like I learned the first time, it can apply to relationships, friends, loved ones, anything, any type of relationship, money, monetary things. How much are you worth? What's your value to get paid? That type of thing. Art, and so much more. Now, there's certain things where you don't really want to, where it starts to borderline onto gluttony. But the abundance that I'm talking about right now is not gluttony. It's more of progression, of constant evolution forward. Let me explain. So let's say you're an artist. For me, I make music. You see the fucking schizo shit all over my walls. I make music and I do oil painting, right? Now, every once in a while, I'll get stuck. I'll get stuck with one specific thing that I think is like my Mona Lisa. I'm like, fuck, I gotta like, I keep tweaking it, keep editing it, keep putting strokes here, changing the shape. All the fucking nose is off, all the eyes are weird. Oh, I don't like that note, let me change it. Oh, let me add this instrument in right here in the melody, blah, 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 blah. Right? But this is a hindrance to an artist. And the way it's a hindrance is if you focus on one thing, you become stagnant. Whenever you develop this mindset of scarcity, you become stagnant and almost like a fucking artistic purgatory. And the only way to break out of that is through abundance, is through being like, you know what, this isn't my fucking Mona Lisa. I need to just move forward and keep flowing out ideas, receiving and flowing out ideas. And it works in your favor because then that's how some of your best works happen. Think about all the great works in the world that are not like masterfully crafted with like thousands of hours of expertise into them. Think about it. I want you to think about things like a Picasso painting that seem simple, but they're great. A Basquiat painting. They seem simple, but they're actually great because they're the ideas are fluid enough. But if he took like an extra like 20 100 hours on the painting, it wouldn't be that painting. Same thing with like a song. I think of what pops in my head is Johnny Cash's last couple acoustic albums. There was no other instruments. It was just an acoustic, him playing acoustic guitar and just singing his melody over it. That's all. Wouldn't take very long at all. I think Rick Rubin, who recorded it, said he did it in his fucking living room. just kept going, kept going, kept going. And it was some of the greatest shit in his whole career. You have some of his greatest covers like Hurt. What's the other one I'm trying to think of? That's the Tom Petty one. I won't back down. That type of shit. The greatest things come through a flowing river constantly, not through stopping for like 3 months on one thing and then finally picking up. Now, there are great works that happen like that, but I think a majority of us, we move better whenever we move through abundance. Now, let's talk about money, moolah, change, pocketbook shit. Whenever it comes to money, so many people undervalue themselves, right? Now, my main monetary source is that I'm a contractor, general contractor. I do all this shit, bro. I'll put a fucking roof on your house. I'll build you a gazebo. I'll build you a whole fucking house. I can do it from the top to the bottom, from the sheetrock to the pipes, from the pipes to the paint, from the paint to the wood. I can do it all pretty much, and I'm constantly learning day by day. And the craziest shit is my mentor, because I'm not very old. I haven't been in this for 10 years plus. I've been in it for a short amount of time, but I've picked up a lot from my mentor. And this man has done $10 million jobs. I've been in $24 million homes and seen some of his work and been like, holy shit. And he has these rich people who make millions and millions of dollars a year as his clients, and they pay him an extraordinary. Now, he doesn't work with them all that much. I'm not going to go into the situation now. He's kind of semi-retired. But whenever he was at his peak, he's on these $10 million jobs. And I have to use this as an example because I've worked this line of work in construction before with another man, same age as my boss, but who worked for somebody else and was a subcontractor. Almost not the same level of skills, but similar, very similar level of skills, but made significantly less. Significantly less. Now, is it because this guy is not going to overcharge somebody? No. It's because certain people, they start to live in a mindset of scarcity. Because I remember the guy who made less that I used to work for saying things like, oh, and this time it was a real bad time for employment and blah, 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 and I didn't really get much work through the winter months and shit. And here I am with my boss. We're working right now, me and my mentor, through winter, and we haven't skipped a fucking beat with work. He has this abundant mindset to constantly keep going. Sometimes you might drown a little bit because you get too much, but it's better than being dry in the fucking desert and having to walk for miles and miles and dehydrate and die from dehydration, if you understand that analogy. You have to constantly keep flowing and moving forward with things. Do not stay stagnant. And whenever it comes to money, and I'm going to use art as an example on top of the example I just gave you, is there are so many rich people nowadays, bro. We're not in 1900 where fucking Rockefeller's riding a train and you gotta like sit there with coal all on your face and be like, Mr. Rockefeller, can I have a penny? No, bro. Motherfuckers buy $200,000 watches. They buy cars that are worth more than your entire fucking house. They pay monthly payments to bullshit that is worth more than you'll make all year. The money is there, people. People, man, there's this crazy shit I saw the other day. It was a fucking banana taped to a wall as an art gallery piece, and it sold for like $60,000. A fucking guy taped a banana to a wall, bro. And you sitting here being like, oh man, I could do this art commission for like, I don't know, $50, dude. Fuck that, bro. Yeah, you're not gonna get art to a bunch of people who don't make that much money. But that's just how it is, bro. You can always find a way to be nice and please people while also giving yourself a good amount of money. I think of this is a way to think. I'm really gonna go off of artists because this is where my level of abundant mindset at this present moment ties in monetarily. I think the best way, say you post some art online and you're trying to sell it, and you've set a commission price. All right, an oil painting is going to cost you this much in materials, blah blah, blah, this much in time, and it's a one of one. So I'm going to charge them very unique things all throughout it. I'm going to charge $1,000 for the original. Some fucking poor Joe Schmo messages you on Instagram. Can I please have this painting for like $50, dude? Can I have a piece of your art? And you're like, no, dog. But what you can have is a print. There you go. You just got your way around it. He gets a piece of art to hang on his fucking wall. You get to still sell that print, sell the original for the money that you deserve, and everybody wins. So this is the abundant mindset isn't a fucking somebody wins or somebody loses type thing. Nothing like that, bro. It is just in a mindset that is the complete opposite of scarcity and allows you to constantly evolve and move forward. If you got, even if like in your own brain, if you got stuck in a way of thinking and you're like, there's no way past this, there's no way around this, this is what it is, and you're not like thinking in abundance where you're like, oh, my mindset changes fucking all the time. This will just pass. That's how you get into depressions where people eventually blow their brains out. Is because they're like, oh, there's nothing else besides this, and they get in that scarcity mindset, and then they fucking do something crazy. They do something crazy because they're not thinking like, oh, I've had 1,000 different times like this of ups and downs. This will pass. No, they start to get in a scarcity mindset. Going back to like the people and things like that, we have such a weird dating thing nowadays where people are on this like fucking dystopian phone thing where they're like scrolling through faces. It's the craziest shit I've ever seen. My boss just got divorced and has discovered Tinder recently, and it's like the craziest shit I've ever seen watching him try to traverse Tinder. He's just like, what the fuck is this shit? Back in my day, we literally just like go up at a bar and talk to somebody in a human way. And I was like, yeah, bro, shit's fucked. Shit is fucked. I mean, if you have an abundant mindset, then you can go and just like meet people in public. But people are so weird nowadays where they don't even talk to people in public. They really don't. They just stay in their little semicircles and they try their best not to expand out, bro. Weird, dog. If you're a young man as well, I'm gonna get a little red pilled on your ass, and you want a girlfriend, you want to find love, anything like this, it's not gonna come from Tinder. I've had some of the most meaningless experiences of my life from Tinder. Have an abundant mindset with that. Not in the way that you're gonna be a pickup artist and sleep with a bunch of women, because I don't believe that is a good thing. I've been there and done that, and that shit is just unfulfilling. But if you go into many things, but this in particular with the abundant mindset, there is no fear because the next opportunity is right around the corner. And that's what all of this ties into. And this is a perfect way to end this video. The next opportunity, the next great thing is right around the corner if you live in the abundant mindset. So there's no reason for stagnation and scarcity. So chase paper, enjoy nature, old son. Stay in abundance, and have a good one.